Live from the City of Angels, Sunday morning breaking box office. Warner Brothers made the right call. Are you guys ready to see this number? Pretty crazy for Final Destination Bloodlines, a film that was initially earmarked for HBO Max. Yes, they changed the name back. So this is a big win at over $100 million here on the global debut. $51 million stateside, $51 million overseas for that $102 million debut. This is the largest in the franchise. No surprise when we get up to these numbers. Also a sign that we are in a tremendous spot theatrically as we get ready for Mission Impossible 8 and for Lilo and Stitch this coming weekend. Not as high nearly as MI8 as I thought I would be. We'll talk about that tonight on the MMT evaluation as we will break that film down, why it is so disappointing. I know you don't want to hear it. Too bad. It is what it is. It is not at all the way you want to finish a franchise. But we get back to Bloodlines, and you look here at the domestic highlights, and you can see here that people like the movie. I mean, post-track 4 out of 5, that's strong. And the cinema score was a B+ for horror. That's very good. And it did very well in IMAX as well. 39% of the business from IMAX, Dolby, PLF, all of that premium large format screening. And that is such an essential part of these films launching to these big numbers, is getting a hand on those PLF screens. Hurry Up Tomorrow did not have any this weekend. That film bombed. We're going to talk about it in a minute, but Final Destination is another win for Warner Brothers this year after Minecraft, Sinners, and now Final Destination. We'll talk about both those other films here in a second. Let's get to the top 10 locations here for this film. $51 million on the debut stateside. Number 1, Regal, Times Square, New York. Number 2, Regal, Atlantic Station, Atlanta. Number 3, AMC Burbank, my home theater. Yes, we're in the top 3. Number 4, AMC Empire, New York. 5, Regal, Edwards, Marquee, Houston. 6, Regal, River Park, Fresno checking in. 7, AMC South Lake Pavilion, Atlanta. Regal, Dania Point, Miami is 8. 9, Cinemark Egyptian, Baltimore. And number 10, AMC Grove here in L.A. Top DMA markets are L.A., New York, Dallas, Chicago, Houston, Chicago, Atlanta, San Fran, Philly, D.C., and Toronto. The major cities, as always, L.A., number 1. As I tell you guys all the time, I live right here in the middle of all the cinephiles. Everyone loves the movies, and we still go here more than anybody else, along with New York City. But this is a massive win, as I alluded to early here. You're talking about a film that's going to be boffo profitable for Warner Brothers over the next several weeks. Already is here at $102 million, right? Again, this film had a pretty low budget on it, and then you open with this kind of number. We're going to get another film. I don't hate the film. It's fine. I just, listen, I want to watch artistry. I want to watch cinema, and Hurry Up Tomorrow has those elements. Oh, no question. Whether you loved it or hated it, you can't argue the fact that from a directorial standpoint, Hurry Up Tomorrow is straight fire. Let's get to that. Let's do number 6 as we jump down there. Look how far down it is. Oh, my God, right? Number 6, as we jump to the top 10. I pulled this up early because we have to find it. There it is, number 6. Do you see it? 2020 screens. That was probably not wise. I would have made it anything other than 2020. What a horrible year, right? So they paid the price. As you see this thing on Friday at 2.3 million, and then it ends up at 3.3 million for the weekend. So, yeah, and for the weekend. It might be the over of his career's ended, right? I mean, from a movie standpoint, you can't ever say, we're going to put him in a film and look at success of, oh, shit, Hurry Up Tomorrow. You guys know I love the film. I really do. From a filmmaking perspective, Trey Edward Schultz directs the fire. I mean, it is just straight flames, that film, when it comes to the artistic imprint of Schultz, okay, along with that OPN score. Oh, man, God. I'm going to see it again this week because it's going to be gone. I mean, at $3 million, this thing is history after this week. So if you want to see it, I still recommend you check it out for the direction, not for the screenplay. Did I say that? I never did I? No, I didn't. 3.3 million. Horrendous. Let's bounce back and get into Thunderbolts because there is a lot to talk about there as well. It was down 49% on the weekend, 16.5 million. And this is not holding well, right? because of things like Final Destination coming in and taking younger eyes away from any possibility of getting them to check out Thunderbolts. Guys, listen, we're only at $325 million worldwide on this film. It's a Marvel film at 325. So don't tell me that Marvel's not in trouble. You kidding me? The low bar for Marvel back in the day, even post-COVID initially, right? With Ant-Man and all that, it was at least 500. Let's go. I think Ant-Man, did it go there? I don't remember the final number. I can look it up. But I remember Thor was in the 6 or 7s, right? Film you guys hated. And now we're looking at 325. So don't try to tell me that Marvel's not on life support. Too many movies, too many mid-movies, and this film is another one. Not a great film. Don't come here and tell me this isn't some kind of film that's going to save your cinematic universe. You guys, your bar between Sinners and Thunderbolts, people saying these are the best films, you guys are crazy. Hurry Up Tomorrow's, from a directorial standpoint, better than both, including Sinners. Oh, yeah. It is. It is fucking better. Don't even make me do it. Trust me, I know it. And if I had a director here from an artistic standpoint, they'd be like, yeah, he's right. Certainly, screenplay of Sinners isn't great. It's better than Hurry Up Tomorrow. But, I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, what are we doing? But these are the films, though, that have, when you look at Warner Brothers, back to their success. Sinners, as we jump to that, because Thunderbolts we just covered, right? We're done with that. Let's go ahead and go to the latest on that. Let me pull up the numbers. I've got to go back into my email and find it. But we're looking at over $300 million now on the worldwide gross for Sinners. And that is hellaciously good. Right? Obviously. Now, the problem comes, and we've talked about this before with Sinners. As I found it, let's go back to it right now. You look at Sinners here from Warner Brothers, the breakdown, and you can see the domestic is 240.8. The international is 76 million. So we're talking about, is it quite a 3-to-1? 76 times 3. Help me out, guys. Let's see. That's 150, 225. It's more. It's more than 3-to-1, right? It's a 3x plus domestic to international. The global is at 316.8. Remember what I said, if this was doing international cash like domestic, we'd be looking at closer to 500 million. Doesn't matter, it's still a success. And we're going to get a Sinners 2, which I'm not excited for. But yeah, listen, box office wise, yeah, well, it's great. Love it. Not from a film. I have no interest in ever seeing this film again. But then I'm going to see Hurry Up Tomorrow again. Hey, it's just, you're watching MMT, I don't know what to tell you. I can't explain how some of these things work sometimes. You just listen. As I talk all the time on these evaluations, these are just organic in the moment. When I'm experiencing the film, I can get through and break down what's working, what's not working. And then, you never know. You just don't know. When I went into Mission Impossible 8 on Monday night in Century City, I'm going, oh, man, this is going to be, because I'm a big fan of 7. And I go, oh, we're just going to take 7 and make it even bigger and really have that emotion. Oh, fuck. I'm telling you guys, I told you on that initial reaction stream back on Monday night, and we're going to break down why. Not really spoiler free. It'll be pretty much spoiler free tonight. But I can't tell you how disappointing that film is. I mean, it is. And trust me, when there's people already coming to me saying the same thing. I got a direct message from somebody who you all are aware of, and they were like, man, that film is so disappointing. I'm like, I know. I don't make this shit up. It's all there. Do you think I want to come out of a movie and say these films are bad? When I've told you a million times, no, I do not. I've never wanted to. So don't ever accuse me of having an agenda walking into a movie or one post. I don't have an agenda. The agenda is make the best film possible. Okay. Minecraft is at $5.9 million. I think we can just scoot down the email and find it here. Let's go. There it is. Minecraft 416.6 domestic, international 512. So there you go. There's your traditional looking setup. When you look at domestic international cash on a film, you're looking international slightly ahead of domestic, in this case 100 million ahead. But that's how important that international cash is. It's not all about America. I know, shocking. It's not all about MAGA. Oh no, Weber, watch out. Oh my God, we got to talk about Pedro Pascal tonight too. My man needs to shut his mouth. And then you go, someone came in today, well, would you shut your mouth? I'm not fronting a $500 million, hopefully, Fantastic Four. When you talk about global cash, it better be above $500 million. I'm not fronting a $500 million movie, so why don't you shut up? Get a clue, man. Do you not know how the world works, you fool? God, X is full of so many stupid people. Every time, listen, you know why I don't spend as much time on X? Because there's so many damn mouth-breathing idiots on that site. I'm like, damn, man, you're dumb. Why am I even talking to you? What is your IQ, 27? Fucking idiot. Shut up, Pedro. Be an actor. Shut the fuck up. We'll talk about it tonight. I had to get that in. Because every time I have to reply to one of these, nobody anons, they don't have enough fucking balls to show their picture to the world because they live with their parents in a basement or a closet. I have to deal with that shit. Yeah, I don't think so. Some of us are real world people. We don't need to hide behind an avatar. You're damn right. Accountant 2's holding in nicely here. This Sunday morning stream. Sometimes though, you just get on, you start talking about box office, and you rail on a 27 IQ idiot. I mean, this is what happens. But you look at the accountant holding in here at minus 26%. I got to tell you this. When you look at Amazon holding that off, I think that's what you're seeing here. Whenever these studios say, hey, we're not going to give it to you digital today, like we've seen so many times with the Universals of the world, right? Where they all of a sudden are like, it's on digital 17 days later. And whenever that happens, that is going to dent your box office. Duh. Right? Let's do box office top 10. We already talked about number 6. Hurry up tomorrow. It hurts. It hurts. Final Destination's Bloodlines is number 1 at 51,000. 51,000, that'd be really shitty. That'd be like Snow White. 51 million at 14.4 per location. That's solid. I mean, listen, remember we see a big opening. You're looking at 20,000, 30,000 per. But still, listen, again, straight to max kind of movie. I'll just call it max, even though I know, listen, it's easier. And then you look at the financial windfall this has begotten Warner Brothers, then they're happy. They're happy. Thunderbolts / New Avengers is number 2, down 49%, 155 on the domestic. Sinners at 240.8 million domestic alone, down only 30% this weekend. Number 4, Minecraft. Number 5, Accountant just mentioned that. Hurry Up Tomorrow, as I discussed earlier, 3.3 million, 1,600 per, which is better than like 800 that we sometimes see. Like a Magazine Dreams, which I really love. One of the best films of the year. But you look at Hurry Up Tomorrow not doing anything. And, Lionsgate, they tried. Again, I don't really have a problem. I would clean it up, a little tighten up. I'd tighten the screws. But I would leave the movie how it is. I mean, The Weeknd, I never said he was great in the film. But I just think, again, from a technical look and feel and score and the sound, man, that film is so much better than Final Destination, right? From a filmmaking perspective. You guys understand that, right? There's a big difference. We're not talking about you guys have to understand you need to appreciate art. Some of you need to appreciate art. You don't. You watch something like Final Destination. This is it's not fucking great cinema. Dude, it looks like a Disney Channel movie. Come on, guys. Hurry Up Tomorrow, edits, artistic flourishes. Wow. Come on. Okay. I can't. Some of you just, honestly, it's like talking a foreign language. Some of you don't understand. Some of you can't get there, and that's fine. But don't sit here and tell me Hurry Up Tomorrow is not if not the number 1 directed film of the year, it's way up there. But don't ask the chin-stroking New York loser critics. They don't understand. I mean, you'd think they'd understand. But no, it's cool to hammer on the weekend, cool to hammer. Well, we don't ever do that. I've never said it's cool to hammer on anything. We just hammer on things that deserve to be hammered on. It's simple. That's it. There's not preconceived. Don't think about this before. We just shoot. Friendship. Number 7 did really nice in the expansion. It is at now only 60 locations. Remember New York, LA last weekend. But look, on those 60 locations, we got to almost, 23,300 per location. That's really great. That's the highest per screen average of the weekend. Okay, but here's the problem, right? It's great now because we're only in 60 screens and we're up to $2 million, which is, hey, I like this strategy by A24 because the platform allows a film like a Friendship, I think even a Hurry Up Tomorrow, you really want to kind of just make it look good. Right? And then once it gets out to 1,000, 2,000 screens, like Friendship will eventually widen to at least 1,000, I'm guessing, with A24's release plan, then it's going to drop huge because that kind of film doesn't do well outside of all the cities I mentioned before, where all in the Warner Brothers email when you break down the top 10, those big metropolitan areas that have the majority of the cinephiles, those are the places where you're going to end up seeing a film like Friendship do well. Obviously, you guys understand that. Clown in a Cornfield, number 8, as it's only at 585 per location, 6.3 million on the total for IFC. I believe that film was less than $1 million to make, so that's profitable for IFC. I don't hate the film. I liked it more than Thanksgiving, Until Dawn, any of the Sony films, Hard Eyes. It's more fun. It is. It's got some nice little twist to it. The lead's really strong for what it is, right? And then you look at number 9. We have another anime film at number 9. Number 10, Until Dawn, is your 10 spot at 19.6 million. That's a film that's totally underwhelming. But it is what it is, you know? That's what happens with horror a lot of times. We go back to our number 1 film this weekend, Final Destination, $51 million. Huge, huge, huge. Yeah, you know, Jeffrey, it's nice to see these horror films come in and succeed. I just think sometimes we really have a glut of average stuff. I think this film is average, maybe average plus for some of you. But from a filmmaking perspective, it is mid at best. And then you look at, it's not scary, obviously. It's not supposed to be. It's supposed to be the mousetrap kill, right? Here's the chain reaction, and then wham, someone's head get cut off. I like the MRI machine, if you guys didn't see it. That's the best part of the scene, right? Where he gets sucked in the MRI machine and then the vending machine. Those things, that's the best kill, okay? And it's cool. I didn't hate it. I think it's okay. And listen, horror is one of the most profitable, if not the single most profitable genre when it comes to Hollywood. So, of course, you're going to see more and more of these films because you make them for A Clown in the Cornfield, less than $1 million, and you end up with $6 million on the gross. So you're making money. I mean, when you already are in the hole for a $150 million film, for you to break even, to see dollar number 1 in the black, you have to have a lot of good things happen. When you make a film for $1 million, I mean, you look at a Terrifier, look how profitable that has been, right? That's the model, and that's why you see so many people working in the horror space, because if one catches fire, you're going to make a lot of cash on it. I mean, look no further than Blair Witch. I mean, right? Paranormal Activity, on and on throughout the history of cinema, small horror films slaughtering at the box office. All right, we're back tonight with the full evaluation of MI8, and I know that you guys want me to tell you it's good. I can't. It's impossible for me to tell you this film is a success pretty much at any level, and that is the biggest disappointment of the year will probably be MI8. I'll tell you why tonight. I'll try to avoid as many spoilers as possible, but I think it's best as we get ready for tonight's stream, in addition to Pedro Pascal, shut up, all of that tonight. I want to tell you that if you go into MI8 fearing pretty much the lowest bar, then everything will be a little bit better than you expect. If you go in expecting to be blown away by the final installment of this series, you're going to walk out and you are going to be as depressed as you can imagine, because it is the most disappointing film of the year. I hate saying it, but it's true. We get into it tonight on MMT Sunday Night Spectacular. Thanks for being here. I'm off to the beach. Peace out. Bye.